everyone, I'm Harleen and I'll be your storyteller for today. So I'm going to tell you a story entitled Hachiko, a Dog's Tale. So the story begins with a child, Mr. Parker grandchild. He was sharing about his personal hero. So he told his teacher and his classmate his hero was Hachi, his grandfather's dog. So the first thing happened is that Mr. Parker was arrived in the train station where his home was located. So his friend Ken greeted him and tells him that, "Oh, hi Parker, I have a dog here. If you don't mind, you can bring him home." So Mr. Parker bring the dog to his home. And there, even though he knows that his wife would get angry on him, bringing the dog to their home. Because his wife doesn't want a pet because all of them are working and his daughter Andy was already married. So the next day, Mr. Parker brings Hachi to his work in the school, and his friend Carl saw him with the dog, and his friend Carl was a translator, a Japanese translator. So he saw the collar. He saw a word in the collar's dog, and he tells Mr. Parker that it means that it is a number 8 and means that Hachi, and it signifies good fortune. So Mr. Parker decided to name the dog Hachiko, in short Hachi. So in weekends, Mr. Parker and Hachi bonds together with his daughter Andy. This is their house, and there you can see that he plays with his dog. So, and the dog grows up. And Mr. Parker and Hachi do their routine where Hachi goes with his master, with his owner, to the train station and goes back home, and then goes back to the train station again to fetch his master, and they go home together. Now there you can see that Hachi was jumping to his owner, Mr. Parker, and here this is an Indian vendor. His name was Josette, and Mr. Parker always buy a food to feed Hachi before he goes to work. So there, the two of them are really close to each other, and even Mr. Parker's daughter was also close to Hachi. Yeah, and then months and years passed. Hachi was already a big dog. And then one day, Mr. Parker was about to enter the train when Hachi always barks at him and bites his pants, not letting him enter the train station and not letting him go to his work because he feels like he's going to lose his master. So, but Hachi didn't success of not letting Mr. Parker go to his work. So in the school, so Mr. Parker is a professor. While he was discussing in his students, his head was aching, and discuss again. He pauses and discuss again until he did his discussion. he just fell to the ground, and he was brought to the emergency room, and his family members just knew that Mr. Parker died because of brain aneurysm. So, with Hachi, without knowing, he still waits where he was in his usual spot there. So, he waited here for months, months and weeks and days and hours. He still waits for his master because he doesn't know that his master already died. There, this is the vendor, and he saw Hachi still waiting, and he fed. Mr. Josette feeds Hachi the food which Hachi always got with his master, and then after eating, he still waits to his master. Yeah, until the snow came, and until his daughter Andy saw Hachi there still waiting to his father. So there he brings, when she saw the dog, she brings it home to their home, and but Hachi doesn't want to. And when she saw the dog's eyes, she felt like, I'm just going to let you go because I know how depressed you are. So there. So Hachi did go back to the train station and wait for Mr. Parker again, and until a night came, and while Hachi was waiting, he just fall asleep and dream of Mr. Parker already arrived, and he greeted each other, and in the reality, Hachi was already dying because of the cold, and Hachi was already dying because of cold, and he was already with his master. So that was the end, and Hachi and his and Ronnie, his grandson, shared that after concluding his reason why Hachi was his hero. So he saw his teacher and classmates already crying because of the story. So thank you, the end.